welcome back to the channel. I was just editing the video coming up, and the big disclaimer here is that the video you're about to see was filmed in May 2019 before any of the COVID-19 pandemic hit. It's taken me a long while to get around to editing it because I've had a few technical issues, but in doing the editing I realised that actually you need a little bit more background to understand why the trip happened in the first place. We, that is me and Mr. Morty, or David as you might hear him referred to in the video, we are members of a medieval reenactment society who portray an Italian household, the Gabrielli family, from the 15th century. Now the Gabriellis had property in Gubbio. In fact, they basically ran the whole town back in the 15th century. And starting in the late 1500s, mid to late 1500s, actually I might have that wrong, it's probably around about 1534 to be a bit more precise, they started to have a contest called the Palio di Balestra, which is a contest for basically the town militia, where they and the neighbouring town of San Sepolcro would have a contest twice a year, once at the end of May, the last Sunday in May, and once in September. Sorry, excuse the cat. To see who was the best marksman. Each crossbowman gets one shot at the target. They spend their entire year practicing for this. Look, okay, come on up. Hi. Right, okay, so we have a guest. So they spend the entire year practicing to have one shot at the target to see who's the best in the town. Can you stop doing that, please? We decided that we wanted to go and actually visit and see this in action. And we also had a friend go and visit in France. So we decided with our friends who were coming over just for the weekend for the Palio, and you'll see those in a later video, we decided we were going to go over there, see the actual contest, and on the way stop off and visit friends, some whom we haven't seen for quite a while. Now I haven't videoed everything from the trip, partly because I forgot I was supposed to be doing a vlog. But also to keep some people's privacy. So there'll probably be quite a few voiceovers through this and a few photographs, and I'll chuck in a couple of maps and what have you. But I really hope you enjoy the journey. We had an amazing time. It was just non-stop in the car, really and truly. And we travelled from Cornwall. We went and got the ferry from Plymouth to Roscoff. We stayed a couple of days in Brittany. And as you'll see, our holiday didn't get off to the best of starts. Partly because it was brought forward by 24 hours. And basically we just sort of dotted around and had a lot of fun. Now the video, if I did it as one video, would be quite long. So we split it into two. This is the first part. So this is us in France, and the part two that will be coming up a little later will be just the Italy part of it. And there is no video footage from our drive home because most of it was done overnight. And it was a bit of a rush to get back to the ferry. There's a whole story of what happened at the end. So current me will probably pop up a couple of times in it to do voiceovers while you're looking at video of photographs from the trip, and I explain a little bit of what went on and places that we visited. But most of the time you'll probably see past me from May 2019 talking to you. So enjoy the journey. While you're here, I'll just say, if you like what you see, hit the thumb up button. And even if you don't like what you see, still hit the thumb up button. Comment, ask me whatever questions you'd like to ask about the trip. I will endeavour to put as many links into the description as I possibly can. And subscribe, because there will be more of this coming up. Have fun, and I will see you back in the past in a moment and back in the future at some point. Okay, enjoy. Good evening, welcome to the vlog. Found ourselves in a slightly random situation this evening. We were supposed to be travelling to France tomorrow to go away for a week,
And at about 5 to 2 this afternoon, I got a text message from Brittany Ferries telling me that our ferry tomorrow was cancelled because of some fault on the Irish service. So our ferry was being pulled off of the Plymouth Roscoff sailing to go and serve Ireland for some reason. So here we are. I panicked, jumped in the car, got home. Luckily Mr. Morty was already home because he'd finished work really early this morning, having done a night shift. And we've packed the car up, we've been over to our storage, and this is all when we've actually moved house. So watch this space. I will do my best to do various travel vlog bits and pieces en route across Europe as we go, and let's go have fun. I've just watched that clip back and realised I didn't actually explain. Our ferry tomorrow night has got cancelled, so we've actually pulled our trip forward 24 hours and we're on tonight's ferry instead, which is what is really unexpected. So we've managed to do it all in short order. I've got Mr. Morty in the car with me now, frantically tucking into KFC, and it looks like we're actually about to board. We've got it just in time. Catch you aboard. Bye. It's a little bit breezy up here. But the weather's improved somewhat. Do you want to come for a walk on them? Yeah. It can be a smooth crossing. You don't. What makes you say it's going to be a smooth crossing? What's that? What's the time? So half an hour till we say.
Come, isn't it?
We're on our way.
This gentleman's got the other end of the problem.
The first stop on our European road trip was to visit long-standing friends of ours, Donna and Niall, who had bought a run-down small holding in the middle of Brittany. Work had been ongoing for a couple of years by this point, but they hadn't got as far as creating guest rooms. We were all geared up for pitching our tent in their garden, but they were having none of it, and instead had us quartered with friends of theirs at Afternoon Permaculture a few miles away. There's a link in the description if you want to see more. It was no rest for the wicked though, as we were put to work straight away, moving a pig ark to a new location. We found time for making new friends though.
On the first day of our holiday.
Eh?
Yeah. He's enjoying that.
When you see them like that, it's amazing. And you suddenly realise why they say pigs can't jump.
We spent the next couple of days relaxing and enjoying ourselves and seeing the local sights. No trip to the area is complete without a visit to the Chapelle Sainte Barbe,
although it was closed, and likewise the Maison de la Chauve-souris, or House of the Bat, in Kenniscladen. We'll definitely need to go back for that. The church opposite was an impressive piece of architecture, but we couldn't go in as the service was going on. We didn't have much luck that day. There were plenty of other things to amuse us though, and a trip to a local lake yielded a couple of geocaches too. We also visited La Fouet, an ancient market town with an impressive 16th century market hall at its centre. It was built in the 16th century by the lord of the town and has been restored several times since. It covers an area of 940 metres squared, just under a quarter of an acre, in the form of 3 naves supported by 2 wooden sections in the centre and by short granite pillars resting on an encompassing wall. Its timber frame of oak and fir is more than 10 metres tall. In addition to its imposing size, the Hall of La Fouet has an octagonal bell tower topped with an 8-sided bulb in the centre. The hall has been classified as an historical monument since 1914 and still houses a market every first and third Wednesday of the month. As you can see from the next clip, we were impressed. In La Fouet. Yeah. Not just that one, every single one.
No, there's every single one. Another floor?
Could be, maybe they've lifted the whole thing up. Put it on pillars.
It's incredible. They're investigating the car. But no information boards.
I'm guessing it's a market.
I'm guessing it's a market too. Such a great room.
Yeah. Seriously impressive. Sadly, soon enough it was time for us to move on to our next stop on the road trip, heading off for the Abbaye de Fontevraud, somewhere I'd been wanting to visit for over 20 years due to my medieval reenactment hobby and the connection with England and Richard the Lionheart. Despite having lived in France for 3 years, I never got the chance to go while living there, and this was my opportunity. Join us in part 2 for the second leg of our European road trip. See ya!